Hi, and welcome back to another great night of Concordia on Air. I'm Desi.
And I'm Sam.
And on tonight's show, we have...
On news, the largest species of fish was recently spotted in Hawaii.
In sports, men's basketball starts their season 3-0.
And in arts and entertainment, an interview with cast members from Concordia's production of Guys and Dolls, and some thoughts on the 2024 Grammy nominations.
All that and more tonight on Concordia on Air.
Yes.
So how's your week been?
My week has been thoroughly very busy. Lot to do, not a lot of time, as it usually happens to be. We're only halfway done with the week. I feel like we should be more than halfway. That one hurt my soul a little bit. Sorry, guys.
It's hump day. Feeling good on a Wednesday?
No, now I'm feeling a little bit sick after that one. But anywho, yeah. We're making it through. We're trudging through. We are.
A week away from break.
Yes, well, it's kind of a break. It's Thanksgiving.
Well, that's a break.
We won't have another show before Thanksgiving, so this is kind of like a Thanksgiving show, I guess. Maybe.
Oh, you should have wore your turkey suit.
No.
I should have wore my turkey suit.
Maybe. But
we all should have wore our turkey suits today.
You're assuming we all have turkey suits?
Well, we probably don't.
That's the assumption here.
Due to budget cuts, we don't have a costume designer anymore.
Costume department, get on that. Turkey suits.
I suppose we could partner with the theater costume.
Yeah, for Christmas,
designer.
get us all Christmas tree costumes or Santa outfits.
I want to be an elf.
Yeah, okay.
And you can be the Christmas tree.
Can I be a gingerbread man? That's what I want to be for Christmas.
Yeah. Speaking of the theater.
So get on that costume department.
Speaking of the theater, Guys and Dolls.
Yeah. Go Concordia Theater. We've got interviews.
I heard it was really good.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I heard it was amazing.
So I'm supporting in spirit, though. Not but with my eyes, but with my mind I'm supporting.
Yes.
Which is kind of the same thing. So, yeah. We'll learn more about that later, though.
We will. But for now, I kind of want to talk about Thanksgiving.
Okay. Still a while away, but okay.
Right, but we won't have a Thanksgiving
It's
show.
true, we won't. Okay.
So.
What were you gonna say?
What's your favorite Thanksgiving food?
I'm the type of guy who takes all of it on one plate and just kind of mixes it into a big hodgepodge and then shovels it into my mouth. So,
okay, that hurts my soul.
So that's my favorite Thanksgiving food
soul.
is hodgepodge in my mouth.
Okay. All right. Do you even taste anything, or?
Yeah, you taste everything. That's the point.
No.
The point is you taste everything at the same time.
I disagree. With
I mean, I guess I wouldn't mix a salad. The salad might be off to the side.
But you mix all the pumpkin pie in there too?
That comes later. That's dessert. Are you even using your brain right now? Come on.
Are you?
Yes.
Mixing it all together. I don't know. I like to have it separated. I like to eat mashed potatoes and gravy, then some stuffing, then some ham, then some turkey, some corn.
Okay.
All at one time.
It's kind of boring, but...
Well, individually.
Yeah, it's kind of boring, though. That's what I'm saying.
But what's your favorite, though? You didn't answer the question.
My favorite is everything.
Okay.
My favorite is everything.
All right. That's fair. That's fair. Thanksgiving food,
complain.
You can't go wrong.
You can't. Well, you can. You can make some pretty crap Thanksgiving food, but...
But should we hear what they have for news and sports tonight?
I would like to know about news and sports, so let's send it.
Welcome to News, I'm Kay. Yesterday, Residence Life sent out an email to on-campus students discussing a survey about Concordia's Skyway. Res Life partnered with the Student Government Association, otherwise known as SGA, to conduct the survey, and it was stated in the email that it has become apparent that students at Concordia are not able to make it the most of the Skyway. The email states that the goal of the survey is to gather information about any problems with the Skyway and to create change in the future. The information that's being asked about is primarily composed of how often students use the Skyway, if students are aware of the Skyway's hours, and if any uncomfortable situations have occurred due to lack of access. It has been requested that any students who wish to fill out the survey do so by Tuesday, November 21st.
Hi, I'm Lizzie, and Concordia and Moorhead's Horizon Middle School are partnering up to work on a project together that will take place December 2023 through March 2024 called Reading for Inclusion, Diversity, and Equity, or better known as RIDE. The partnership will be between the middle school students and Concordia students who act as peer mentors along with teachers and professors. According to the email that was sent out to students, the main premise for the project will be exploring issues of identity in books. Concordia students are encouraged to apply for the project if they can put in about 15 to 20 hours in the project per week, according to the email. This opportunity is peak eligible and this application is due Monday, November 27th. Students can also contact Laura Provost, the library director, or Terry Langley, who is the professor in the education department.
For those who have vehicles on campus, Parking Services has requested that students park their vehicles in accordance to guidelines that will go into effect over both Thanksgiving break and Christmas break. They state that if you are leaving campus but plan to leave your vehicle parked on campus over either break, please park it in the Stadium West G7 lot, which is located at 8th Street and 16th Avenue and adjacent to the baseball field. Vehicles that aren't parked accordingly are subject to the possibility of being towed at the vehicle owner's expense. It's also requested that any students that plan to stay on campus over break park in a lot adjacent to their residence halls. In the case that any snow removal is needed, students will be contacted to move vehicles to other locations. Parking Services can be contacted at 218-299-3267 or parking@cord.edu.
In a video created by CNN, there was a rare spotting of a 30-foot whale shark. This fish was spotted by shark researcher Mark Woyer, and the footage was captured near the Hawaiian Islands. The whale shark, also known as the typus, is the largest species of fish and, according to National Geographic, can reach up to 40 feet or more. Whale sharks are often fed on plankton and schooling fish, and in the video they can be seen feasting on a school of anchovies. According to the quote from Royer in one of the CBS's articles, the whale shark repeatedly tried to approach the boat, and it's quite common occurrence in Hawaii. The whale shark is considered to be an endangered species, which makes their sightings much more special due to the increasing rarity.
And now for some sports. Men's basketball started their season off strong with a record of 3-0. Their opening games were against U of Minnesota Morris, Wisconsin River Falls, and most recently Wisconsin La Crosse. The Morris game score was 80-53. Wisconsin River Falls is a close one with a score of 57-56, and most recently Wisconsin La Crosse with a score of 61-54. Key players for their most recent game were Matthew Johnson with 17 points and 3 assists, and Rowan Nelson and Jackson Logie both had 9 rebounds. Men's basketball will play Wisconsin Stout next November 18th.
Next, in women's basketball, they started out strong and had a few tough games trying to keep up with their following games after their first one. The Cobbers' current record is 1-2 overall, and the Cobbers played U of N Morris and won their first opening game with the score of 93-70. Then they played Wisconsin Whitewater, receiving their first loss of the season with a close score of 62-65. And lastly, 52-65 against Wisconsin Stevens Point. Key players for the Cobbers this season have been Carly Sieben, Michaela Anderson with baskets, and Emily Bestman with assists. Women's basketball has an exhibition match tonight at UND.
In wrestling, Ty Bissek, Gabe Zierden, and Aiden Freese won weight class titles and led Concordia at the Haas Elton 4-Team Rumble, hosted by St. John's. Bissek went 4-0 and claimed the title at 133. Zierden was a perfect 3-0 at 197, and Freese went unbeaten in a pair of matches at 285. The trio was a part of 17 Cobbers who posted top 5 finishes at the meet, which featured host St. John's, D2 University of Sioux Falls, and Minnesota North Itasca.
Now in women's cross country, they went to the NCAA North Region meet and they placed 20th overall. Strong runners for this race were Drew Frolick and Elsie Haltevig. Frolick led the Cobbers and finished 86th overall and placed 31st among the MIAC. Haltevig finished second for the Cobbers and in this race was 34th in the MIAC. Now on to an interview with Maya about the Concordia's amazing production of Guys and Dolls.
Thank you so much, Lizzie and Kay, for those awesome news stories. Here we are with some wonderful cast members from Concordia's production of Guys and Dolls. We're just going to take a minute to get to tell you guys at home a little bit about the show that is happening this weekend. It opened last weekend, had a great opening weekend, and there's still 3 more chances to see the show. So, first of all, I would like to welcome Mary Noah and Jackson Peterson to the studio. Thank you guys so much for coming in today.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, absolutely. So, you both are a part of the cast of Guys and Dolls. So before we begin, I think we need to give a little bit of a summary about what Guys and Dolls is. I know personally I had no idea what the show was going into it. I had known a couple of the tunes that had been, popular in like the musical zeitgeist for the past couple decades, but I had no idea about the story of the show. So Mary, would you mind telling us a little bit like a TLDR about what the plot of Guys and Dolls is about?
Absolutely. So a brief synopsis. The story follows local floating crap game organizer Nathan Detroit. He's struggling to find a place to host a crap game, and along the way he makes a bet in order to acquire some cash to find a place to have the game. But resulting from that bet, and then resulting from his own little personal struggles, there are a few love stories involved. So it's about gamblers, it's about showgirls, it's about crap games, and it's about throwing money on the floor.
Oh yeah, something in there for everybody. Anything you have to add, Jackson?
Just the biggest theme that Mary missed out, love. That's one of the biggest things about the show. We've got Miss Sweetheart over here with Nathan Detroit, and then we also have Sky and Sarah, and it's just really sweet watching both those stories kind of envelop.
Yes, yeah, and I one thing I loved about the show was I really loved the dynamic characters. It feels like every single character in that show is completely different from all the other characters. So why don't you guys tell me a little bit about the roles that you are playing? Mary, who are you playing in the show?
So my character, her name is Adelaide, and she is doomed to be a fiance. She's been engaged for 14 years, and she's in love with the floating crap game organizer Nathan Detroit. So she is excited and passionate and lovesick and a hopeless romantic. But little tidbits about her everybody can relate to. So she's a really fun character to portray.
She's lots of fun. She was definitely I feel like she was one of the most human characters in the show, even though she's so big and all over the place. And I mean, she's a performer, like that's kind of her thing. But I think you're right, everybody can find a little bit of themselves inside of their character. What about you, Jackson? Who are you playing?
Okay, yes, I play Rusty Charlie. He's one of the resident gamblers that just runs around trying to make some money and spend some time with his gambling friends. So I get a lot of time, like creative, like freedom in the character, and so it's just been a great time just shooting the crap.
Super fun. Yes, one of my favorite parts of the show, I think it's the first number. There's a number with you and two of the other gangsters.
Yes.
I don't remember what it's called, but I know the entire cast is obsessed with it. What's this one?
The Fugue for Tin Horns.
The Fugue for Tin Horns.
The opening song, it's a trios number, and it's just a great number to get everyone invested in the show. So much fun. It's a great, like, starting the show off with a bang. I loved it. As soon as I saw that, I was like, okay, yes, we are in for a good couple of hours. Oh, yeah. Yes. So both of you guys have been involved in theater at Concordia in the past. I know both of you were involved in the Rocky Horror Picture Show, which is a very different vibe than Guys and Dolls, as somebody who got to see both of them. How does being a part of this production vary from the past theater you've done, whether it was a musical or a play? What's new, and are there any sort of ways you had to approach this differently than you have in the past? I think one of the biggest things that's different about this show than many other shows is the guest artist director that came in for this, Denise. She is a choreographer mainly, so we knew instantly as soon as we figured out who she was and who was coming in, this was going to be a very dance-heavy show. And so just as soon as she came in, she was a wonderful, just bright ball of energy, and it was really fun being able to like go into all these dance rehearsals and just like focus on like, okay, you have to do the steps exactly like this, and like timing it out perfectly, and it was just so much more meticulous than I feel like other rehearsal processes have been, but it was just as fun and rewarding as the other ones have been.
And then about the show itself too, it's a classic. People have seen the show for decades and decades, and so everybody comes into the show with a little bit of a different idea for what it's actually going to look like. So it's really cool to be able to portray such a classic show on stage and put our own spin on it.
Yeah, it's really an honor getting to do these shows that have been going on for decades and decades. I mean, especially a show where Marlon Brando and Frank Sinatra were in the movie. I mean, those are some big shoes to fill. So, but I mean, I think you guys did it fantastic. I didn't know anything about the show going into it, but I loved every minute, and I cannot wait to go see it again. There is still one weekend left, 3 shows to see Guys and Dolls. So if you guys, if you guys could send a message to the viewers at home, convincing them to come to the show, what would you like to say? What are some reasons that everybody should come see this show at Concordia?
The show is
bright, it's colorful, it's exciting. It's perfect to bring anybody as far as your little date night partner or your family or your friends. It's a great opportunity to spend some time together and see a really, truly classic piece of art, but with some really bright, shiny, fun new faces that the Concordia Theater provides.
Yeah, it's energetic, it's fun, it's feel good, you won't walk out of there feeling sad. It'll just put a smile on your face. So if you want to smile this weekend, this is the place to be.
Yes, I can confirm. It is a very smiley show. My cheeks did hurt a little bit leaving the theater because I just had so much fun. Yes, well, tickets can be found for free if you're a student. Students and alumni, $0 to get tickets to this show, so you truly have no excuse. You can find those in the Cord Theater Instagram bio. Are there other places you can find these tickets as well?
Straight on the Concordia College website.
Awesome.
If you just type in theater, it'll pop up, and it's a ticket source link. So
And also, if you head over to the theater and the Concordia Theater box office, we have a little QR code set up there, so if you just scan that, it'll take you right there.
Awesome. All right, well, we've got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, correct?
Yep.
Opportunities for you guys to see Guys and Dolls, so make sure to go grab your tickets now. Thank you so much, Marian Jackson, for taking the time out of your day to come in and chat about your show. Massive break a leg for the next 3 shows in your run, and congratulations on all the hard work that you guys have put into the show this semester.
Thank you.
All right, now we are going to watch a package about Brew Holla, the new event center just opened up in Fargo. So take it away, news package.
Has been part of Fargo since 2014, and in March of 2023, they recently opened an indoor market called Brew Holla. It is home to a variety of local vendors, and one you can expect to see is the Red River Refillery, which is owned by Krista Erickson.
I saw the idea on social media at about the same time I was trying to reduce my family's trash and recycling. They can bring their own container. First thing we do is weigh the container so we can subtract that weight from their purchase, and then they just fill up with as little or as much as they want. The traffic flow is great here, and just being a newer venue, there's, a lot of good vibe going on.
In addition to the refillery, you can also order food and drinks, or even get a handmade mug from Hayden Swanson at Live in the Dream Pottery.
Well, I've been doing art and ceramics since college, since like 2011, and as I went throughout my sculpting career in college, I found pottery and felt pottery had more of like a business mind to it. Slowly found kind of my focus, and then now I would say the focus was found in 2018, 2019. I had done other kind of behind desk jobs, 9 to 5s, and just felt really miserable. Brew Holla is great because of the community. There's, it's great having different partners. I don't think I would start a brick and mortar by myself, but having all of these different local businesses kind of all together under one roof really makes it a lot easier to kind of guarantee that we have people coming throughout the space.
Brew Holla is one of Fargo's newest attractions for both locals and those visiting.
Definitely the great atmosphere, place to hang out, not only just to shop, and they're all local. So you're supporting local.
Should come here for all the people, the atmosphere. It's just a great place to come and hang out, whether you're shopping, drinking, or just chilling, meeting up with friends. It's a great family-friendly atmosphere as well, where kids are totally welcome, dogs, all those things. So it's a great place to be in the weekdays, weekends. You have people coming in from out of town.
Hey everybody.
Hi.
What's up? I hope you loved that package. If you've not been out to Brew Holla yet, please put it on your calendar. It is a fantastic place just to hang out, even if you're not buying anything. It's just cool to see a building like that with all that cool stuff.
I know.
Anyways, it's Maya and Emma, and we are here today to chat music with you. One thing we have in common is we love music, correct? You would consider yourself a music listener, yes?
Yes.
I would also consider myself a music listener. I don't necessarily know if my music listening habits and yours align, nor do they necessarily align with Grammy nominations, but I think that my opinion is the greatest one out there. So we're going to talk about some opinions. So earlier this week, the nominations for the 2024 Grammy Awards were announced. Lots of cool albums that have been released in the past were nominated. Lots of cool albums that were released weren't nominated. But that's okay, because as we know, the Grammys is a scam, and it's fine. It's fun.
It's totally
it's
okay.
Totally
it's fine. There's no fires
the music
happening.
industry, there's no flaws in the music
No,
industry.
of course not.
Why would you say that?
What?
Anyways, so up here we've got some photos of the Album of the Year nominees. A lot of these albums and artists are nominated for multiple categories. A lot of these artists are nominated for Record of the Year. A lot of them are nominated for Song of the Year. A lot of them are nominated for Best Pop Performance, Best Whatever Performance. It's safe to say that most of these artists up for Best Album have more than one Grammy nomination.
Yes.
Yes. So let's go through and chat through these. I listened to a couple of these albums.
I listened to none of these.
And that's fine, and that's why it's so fun, because I'm once again, my opinion is correct. You don't even get to have an opinion because you haven't listened to them. It's perfect. It's perfect.
It's a learning opportunity,
Anyways,
everyone.
All jokes aside, some of these artists have been working so hard over the past couple years to get to this point. Some of these artists, it's not their first Grammy nomination, and that's fine. We love seeing new artists pop up every year. So let's begin. Top left, this is an album called World Music Radio by Jon Batiste. Jon Batiste is an artist that came about, I think, just a couple years ago. He's got a very soulful, jazzy voice. I did notice he was actually nominated under the jazz category for some other things, which is really interesting. I have not listened to this album because I did not realize that he dropped an album this year, but I am absolutely going to go and take a listen. I think he's one of the best voices and musicians in music right now. I don't know if you guys at home know Jon Batiste. I don't know if you know Jon Batiste.
I've heard of his name before,
anyway,
but I've never...
Fantastic musician. So I'm really excited about that. Even though I haven't listened to the album, I'm excited about it. Next up, we've got Miss All-American B-Word herself. That's a quote from her. That's one of her songs. That's not me calling her that. Olivia Rodrigo with her sophomore album, Guts. This came out a couple months ago as a follow-up to her very popular breakthrough album, Sour. I haven't listened to the whole album, but I've listened to a lot of songs, and I really like it. I really like a lot of the songs on this album. A lot of them I don't, but that's fine. I think you can tell that she's starting to think about going in a different direction, kind of wanting to really lean into the rock and roll side of things. There's a couple really fun rock tracks on that album. Personally, here's my thing. I keep saying this. I've said it once, and I'll say it again. I don't like that she used the same color for her second album.
Interesting.
I think you should not do that. I think you should do different colors each album because then it confuses people. And then it just feels like a sequel to Sour, which it kind of is, I guess. It is very Sour-esque. I don't think it's an official follow-up to Sour. But at the same time, I was like, I wish you did like a blue thing or a pink thing or something.
Especially if it's like trying to venture into a different genre. It's like it's good to try and market yourself.
But I do love this cover. I love the chipped nail polish and the Guts rings. I think those are really, really cool. Anyways, moving along to another pop girly, we've got Miss Lana Del Rey, and I think this is one of her first Grammy nominations, and that is because she did not realize you have to apply to the Grammys until this year, apparently. That's something I saw on Twitter. Do not hold that verbatim because I might have just been a Twitter rumor, but I did see something about she apparently didn't realize that you had to apply, which means that we could have had so many more Lana Del Rey Grammys before now, but it's okay because this is the perfect album, I think, to be nominated for Album of the Year. I really like this album. There's a lot of really good tracks on it. It's very mellow, kind of vintagey feeling. I really love her track that she does with Father John Misty, who is like a folksy artist. Do you know have you heard of Father John Misty? Yeah. Anyways, love him lots. They have a track called Let the Light In, which is just so beautiful. Love it so much. And I'm really excited. I think this is a pretty good contender for Album of the Year. The only negative about this is the title's so dang long. It's so dang long. Did you know that there's a tunnel under Ocean Boulevard? Did you? Did you know there's a tunnel?
I don't know.
I didn't until Lana Del Rey told me.
It's crazy.
So, I mean, she's educational and musical, so we love that. And yet another pop girly. We've got there's a lot of pop girlies in album of the year here. We've got Miss Miley Cyrus, who dropped an album called Endless Summer Vacation. I think that was dropped in the summertime. It would make sense. I know Brandon and I talked about that on a previous episode of Court on Air. I think it might have been last year. We were anticipating this album drop. So it's really fun to see that it's made the rounds to get to Album of the Year Grammy nominations. I haven't listened to this album all the way through, but I have listened to a couple of the tracks. I know Flowers was kind of like the lead single for this album. Yeah, that song was massive, and I liked it. I liked it because I like songs that trash on men.
Yeah, that works.
Anyways, and it's also just so fun to be a Gen Zer who grew up watching her on Hannah Montana, and now she's still dominating the music industry. And I think the direction she's been going in with her music is really good. I mean, she's getting a little more, less poppy, a little more rock and roll, just like Olivia Rodrigo, which has been really fun because I think that's what really suits her voice the best. Okay, on to our second row. Okay, we cut off a couple hands here, but we've got The Record by Boy Genius, which was nominated for Album of the Year. This is the first nomination for Boy Genius. This is their first official record as well. They had an EP that dropped in 2017. We've talked about this. I think Ross and I talked about this earlier this year. But the record is up for Album of the Year, which is really huge. Boy Genius is Julian Baker, Lucy Dacus, and Phoebe Bridgers, who have all kind of been in the music scene for the past while, but they've really teamed up to make a beautiful, beautiful album, which is The Record. They actually just made their SNL debut on Saturday as well with Timothy Chalamet.
Exciting.
It was wonderful. But yeah, this is a really great contender as well. It's fun to see the more, I don't know, I guess like indie sort of stuff in this category. I honestly was not expecting an Album of the Year nomination from Boy Genius, but I'm really proud of them. I think it's really cool. Anyways, go Boy Genius. Love them. All right. This is my favorite. I'm just going to come off and say it. I want Age of Pleasure by Janelle Monáe to win Album of the Year, and here's why. It's really good. I'll leave it at that. It's just so good. Anyways, Janelle Monáe has been kind of all over genre-wise. You know, she's been around for a really, really long time, has released some very, very beautiful albums, some masterpiece albums, and has done it again with Age of Pleasure. This one has a very kind of outside summertime, you know, hanging on the beach with your gal pals sort of vibe, which I think is so, so much fun. If you're a fan of Solar Power by Lorde, kind of has the similar summery vibe to it. Just carefree, and I mean, the whole point is have fun, the Age of Pleasure. So I really like this album, and I really hope it wins, because that's my favorite on here.
Going to win. Yes. Because Maya's opinion is correct.
Yes, I'm actually the Grammy committee and the entire committee, but I want this album to win. Anyways, now that we've got that out of the way, we've got a Taylor Swift album. Midnights by Taylor Swift dropped this year.
Totally not shocked.
Totally not shocked. No. I mean, anything Taylor Swift does is going to end up in Album of the Year. She could have released the worst album of her career, and I don't think this is the worst album of the career. I think it's definitely up there, actually, in terms of Taylor Swift albums. But of course, she's going to be up there. She has taken over the kind of the entire universe this year, and it's been a lot to take in.
Eggs, the NFL.
Oh my gosh, yeah, she's taking over because she's the most powerful woman.
So oh my gosh, long.
It's like a year of touring. Oh,
it's crazy.
Goodness.
Absolutely
insane. And she became a billionaire too while doing all this work. So, anyways, slay Taylor Swift. I liked this album. Wasn't my favorite, but there's a couple really good tracks on there. So. Wouldn't be upset. I don't think she needs to win Album of the Year, but it would certainly be a nice cherry on top for the great year that Taylor Swift has had. Okay, last one. SOS by SZA. This is SZA's sophomore album. She released the album Control, which was very critically acclaimed. And for a while we were like, SZA, where are you? We need another album, and she did not disappoint with SOS. This has some really good tracks, such as, you may have heard the song Kill Bill, I Might Kill My Ex, Not the Best Idea, which is another song about hating men, so you know, love it.
It's great.
Anyways, I think SZA is a fantastic musician. I think she's got a gorgeous voice. She's got a really unique writing style that kind of plays between singer-songwriter, R&B, soul, rock, all this stuff that's combined. I mean, there's so many different types of tracks on this album. I mean, there's one track in particular that sounds like a pop punk camp rock sort of deal. Yes, so good. It's called, I can't remember what it's called. I can't remember what it's called, but it's so good. And then there's songs like Kill Bill or like Snooze that are very chill and very classic SZA. So I really like this album. I like that we got to see her grow, but also kind of keep with the classic SZA-ness. So I'm really happy to see this one up here as well. That's probably my runner-up for album of the year would be SOS. But so that's what we've got. Any new thoughts after we've gone through these? I know you still haven't listened to them at the time that I don't think you got time in between the 10 minutes we've been doing this presentation, but any ideas?
Definitely might have to listen to The Record by Boy Genius.
I recommend it. Yeah. I think you should. I think all of these albums should be listened to. I mean, they're Album of the Year nominees. Like, this is the cream of the crop. This is the best of the best. There's a couple albums that I really wanted to see up here that I knew would not have made it because they're not nearly big enough, such as Muna by Muna. Love Muna by Muna. Really wanted to see them up here, at least nominated for Best New Artist. There also was the album Calico by Ryan Beatty, which I thought was a really beautiful album that came out this year. So I was hoping to see that one up here too, but that's okay. They'll make more music. So. Anyways, not exactly sure when the 2024 Grammys are happening. I'm assuming in 2024. So stay tuned. We'll probably do a fashion review or something of the sorts after this awards show. We love talking about awards shows. We love having opinions here on Front on Air.
Because Maya is right.
Yes, this is... Thanks. Anyways, all right. You guys all have a wonderful night. Thank you for tuning in to yet another episode. Emma, thank you for coming out of the back room to be on air 2 weeks in a row, even though we said that last week it would be it, but you are the GOAT.
I am
we're happy
here.
to have you up here again. Thank you so much for tuning in. I guess
goodbye.
This is my sign off.
Bye.
See you later. Have a good Wednesday.